Hey everyone, we are here for our next Facebook Live Health Nibble. We're on Health Nibble number 29 today.
29, yeah.
Yep. And so Dr. Nagel and I are having lunch here at the beautiful Auburn City Steakhouse. It's a gorgeous day in Auburn. But we wanted to talk to you a little bit about thyroid and why your blood work may look good, but you still feel bad. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Nagel, and we actually had a special request for this one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Actually, my neighbor walked by and said he, loved watching the health nibbles, and I said, yeah, I was thinking about doing one on thyroid, and he said, well, yeah, do one, because that's what he deals with too. So
we said we'd do a little shout out to him. So,
there you go.
Hey, neighbor. All right, I'm going to flip it around to Dr. Nagel.
Okay, got it?
Yep.
Okay, so the common theme here is that, our genetics are good, but our environment through toxins and our food and all kinds of stuff, we screw them up. So having a dysfunctional thyroid is not an exception to that. And people just think that's a normal part of aging. It's not. Dementia is not a normal part of aging. Alzheimer's is a normal part of aging. Autoimmune thyroid is not a normal part of aging. So there are oftentimes people get on thyroid meds and they go to their doctor and the levels look really good, but they still feel bad. And so I'm going to talk just to that. When the levels look good, but they still feel bad. So over here, can you see this paper?
Yep.
All right, so here's the cell. And so the body's made of cells. And so if the cells aren't functioning, then we don't feel good. And so the brain, so I'm going to say brain sends down TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone, to the thyroid, all right? And then that creates T4. So this is what people are given. They're given Synthroid. Can you see that? Sorry, I can't. So this is what they're given. So these are the levels that are tested. So if this looks good, everything seems like it should be okay. But this converts in the liver to T3, all right? And then T3 goes into the cell, and then DNA, so into the nucleus, and this is what makes you feel good, all right? But if you're toxic in heavy metals, this cell membrane and these receptors get blocked. So you can have plenty of T3, T4 and T3, but it can't get into the cell, so you still feel really bad. And ultimately, like your physiology, you're not healthy. So what happens is we get more and more hormones, but they can't get into the cell. It's kind of like having a bunch of gas and pouring it all over the car, but you can't get it in the gas tank. You got to get it in the gas tank for the car to be able to use it. Same thing here. Here's another thing that most doctors don't check because their treatment's the same. They just look at they look at T4 levels, so they don't look at reverse T3. And so what reverse T3 does is so we call that RT3, is it actually blocks the T3 from getting into the cell. So this is actually a survival mechanism. So if you're under a bunch of stress, your body's going to convert the T4 to reverse T3 rather than T3 to save energy. The problem is those stressors aren't just like, oh, I'm being attacked, or oh, I'm sick. We have chronic stress due to toxins, due to, Americans are chronically stressed anyway. And so oftentimes our reverse T3 levels are so high that the cells can't get any of the T3. So it causes a functional cell dysfunction, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's funny. So anyway, you don't feel good. So all this stuff looks good, but because we're not measuring this and looking at the ratio of reverse T3 to T3 and seeing, hey, are we getting more blocking than we are activating? So a couple points here. One, those levels should be tested. We do that in our office. And two, you have to get the cell detoxified, and oftentimes it's heavy metals, and you have to do chelation, which is what we do at Midwest Functional Health. So you can eat good, you can do all the things, you can try and be healthy, but you're not going to get those metals and those toxins out of the cell membrane so that it can actually accept the thyroid hormone. So that's my health nibble for the day.
All right, we will see you guys tomorrow for Health Nibble number 30.